Wake up in the morning and I greet the sun. Connected with this star is everyone. Infinite energy, pure white light. Your hearts are shimmering like the stars at night. One human mind, one human heart will heal up Mother Earth with this sacred art. Master of ceremonies, humble MC. I sing out the message that was given to me by ancient line of warriors traveling the galaxy. Mother Earth is bigger than the eye could see. We live on a valley like ants on a tree. This is all made up, an illusion to me. There is no poverty, just low paying jobs and low self-esteem. High interest loans, they call payday advances. If you don't have the money, they don't give you chances. Can't pay your rent, can't pay your bills. So much pressure, it'll give you chills. But I try to stay sane, puff to the brain. Thank you, happiness, you smell so sweet, taste like sugar cane. Everything is one where the people of the sun prophesize to come and share the wisdom of the masters. Don't call me preacher, don't call me pastor. I flow with the flow of a natural disaster, but stay as calm as a Toltec master. Sit meditating, infinite creating, waiting patiently for that next day to come. Where I wake up every morning and I greet the sun. Connected with the star is everyone. Infinite energy, pure white light. Your hearts are shimmering like the stars at night. One human mind, one human heart will heal up Mother Earth with the sacred art. Master of ceremonies, humble MC. I sing out the message that was given to me. Ancient line of warriors traveling the galaxies.
Look at yourself in the mirror, say. Thought if I came and looked at this, I might find my way back, you know. Trying to survive in a fucking war zone. But what I know now, bro, is that I need my familia to do it. Cause we're from East Los, say.
As the day dissolves and the night appears, I'm walking through the pitch black, fighting my fears. The stupid mistakes that the ego makes. You think you know it all, like who were the fakes and who were the snakes? You riding so fast, you better push them brakes. Tangled up and confused, overworked and abused. Feels like life has no meaning and I'm being used. Fuck your spreadsheets, fuck your red meats, fuck dying for peace. Killing for power only makes a cycle repeat in a negative way. And ignoring the problem doesn't make it go away. This dream state cultivates fear and hate. A nightmare we create when we eat the bait and feast on the lies, the corporate political ties, the innocent cries. I feel the sunrise, my people sleep with open eyes.
Every night I have dreams of you, and every night I awake and I know you're gone. It's true, you're gone.
And I just can't seem to give up. I chase after the sun every time I wake up. Feel my connection with everything and everyone. My intention never bends for anything or anyone. The creator of my own dimension. And in this world, these are my own creations. Happiness and love, abundance from above. My spirit fits like my body, like a hand in glove. The natural flow of the universe, a never-ending waterfall from sky to earth. Filling up the oceans, filling up the planet. You can't break her, she's made of granite and a thick upper crust. The heavens made the earth, and in the earth I trust. I never give up, just adapt and adjust. Sit back and combust and walk the path of love and trust.
Every night I have dreams of you, and every night I awake and I know you're gone. It's true, you're gone.
What, you think you got so much fucking power? Control everybody's destiny? Chale.
my life. Sometimes cuts me like a knife, my life. Sometimes cuts me like a knife, my life. Sometimes cuts me like a knife. It cuts me like a knife. It cuts me like a knife, my life. Sometimes cuts me like a knife, my life. Sometimes cuts me like a knife, my life. Sometimes cuts me like a knife. It cuts me like a knife. It cuts me like a knife. I think back to the time when I grew up. I didn't have much, but I didn't fuss, even though other kids had more than me. I kept a smile on my face so they couldn't see the anger built up inside of me. I couldn't help being born in poverty. Welfare checks and social security was what my mom used to feed me. Man, I hated being poor. Using food stamps at the corner liquor store. I never had change for the video games. I was the kid in the back. I used to steal my sticker bars and kick cats. Man, I hated who I was, but that's what a kid does when he has no direction. Self-esteem infection. No answer for his question. No father for his lesson. No father for his lesson. My life sometimes cuts me like a knife. My life sometimes cuts me like a knife. My life sometimes cuts me like a knife. It cuts me like a knife. It cuts me like a knife. My life sometimes cuts me like a knife. My life sometimes cuts me like a knife. My life sometimes cuts me like a knife. It cuts me like a knife. It cuts me like a knife. I think back to the time when I had my first baby. Man, that shit was crazy. Watching my kid come out of the womb. The feelings I had in the hospital room. I can't explain how I felt. All I know is that she made my heart melt. 2 years later, her mom's broke out. Just like that, my little girl was gone. It didn't work out between me and her moms. It hurt so much, it broke my heart to know that me and her had grown apart. But that's how it is, that's how it goes. No one really knows which way the wind will blow, or if the sun will shine tomorrow. This is a song about my sorrow. When I reminisce about my life, it cuts me like a knife. My life sometimes cuts me like a knife. My life sometimes cuts me like a knife. My life sometimes cuts me like a knife. It cuts me like a knife. It cuts me like a knife. My life sometimes cuts me like a knife. My life sometimes cuts me like a knife. My life sometimes cuts me like a knife. It cuts me like a knife. It cuts me like a knife.
Anything is one of a million paths. Un camino entre cantidades de caminos. Therefore, you must always keep in mind that a path is only a path. To have such clarity, you must lead a disciplined life. Only then will you know that any path is only a path.
I'm a warrior from the future, looking at the past, living each moment through life's hourglass. I hold on to nothing, but enjoy everything. I spiral in and out of the Milky Way sacred ring. I carry the blood of my Tata Pancho Villa, y con mi corazón, sueño noche y día. I fly with the eagles and roam with buffaloes. I ride the winds of time, shoot thunderbolt arrows. Aim them at your heart with a masterpiece of art. Look into your mirror, that's where it all starts. The pain of generations is deep within my soul. I burn my white sage in my abalone bowl, and I bless myself, send my prayer to the sky. I never ask why, I never complain. The way of a warrior is to always stay sane. Do away with fear so your mind stays clear. Then you deal with power, but treat her like a flower. Her poison will devour and eat up all your soul. 6 feet deep, buried in a hole. Your ego got too high and you lost control. And if you don't die from your own greed, that's when aging time starts to feed. No one can escape man's true fate. No one has the power to tell death to wait.
Both paths lead nowhere. But one has a heart, the other doesn't. One makes for a joyful journey as long as you follow it. You're one with it. The other will make you curse your life. One makes you strong, the other weakens you.
Yo. Alienated podcast, Las Aslanated podcast.
Lost Aslan.
Shout out to all the early birds.
What's going on, familia?
We're letting everybody on IG know that we're live now. We're actually live right now, this second.
Man, you have a big trip ahead of you, Zero.
Bro, there's so much things that I'm working on. October 13th, Indigenous Peoples Day at Malinali. That's, we're working on the street closure for that so that we can invite our entire family from Turtle Island to experience that day with us. You know what I mean? I know what it means. We're not taking a colonizer's date or trying to make what we're doing is we're deciding that we're going to gather the family, and that day is when we gather. And so we're going to invite some bird singers from California. And so there's a lot of work that I'm doing in the middle, right in the middle of getting requested to go do Turtle Island Fest in Vancouver. So I'll be doing a big festival in Vancouver on Saturday. So I'm actually leaving tomorrow morning. I got to be out of here by 7. But I decided not to cancel the podcast because I love my native community. I love my native podcast community. I mean, it doesn't. I keep myself in pristine condition to be able to go this hard. We just came from Rhyme Fest. We busted ass at Rhyme Fest. You know, we're here to live. We're here to push ourselves and challenge ourselves. So there's a lot of things that I'm doing. But yeah, I'm leaving tomorrow to do a festival in Vancouver. So shout outs to Dakota Bear and the Landback Records family that flew me out there and are treating me and my crew really good. And so we'll be in Vancouver on Saturday.
Absolutely. Anyone that wants to support and donate to Zero's travels, well-being, he's going to be hitting Vancouver.
Yeah.
Killing it in front of a raw audience. And you know what I like about that show? It's a free event.
Yeah, it's on the beach.
So it's going to be packed.
Yeah, it's on the beach. It's on the beach in Vancouver. So, I mean,
make sure you guys support the music. We have the Bandcamp link in the description below. Plus our Spring account where we sell all of our merchandise, t-shirts, sweaters, hoodies, you name it. Make sure you guys support. Let's send Zero off to Vancouver, y'all.
Right on.
And represent LA Natives Podcast. Because we're almost at 1,000 subscribers. They're already running ads on our YouTube channel, but yet they're not paying us. So that means we're about to get monetized. And help us get over that hurdle, right, Zero?
Right. You know, it's important that we spread this message as fast as we can and as far as we can. And I think this is what the podcast does.
Look, we could have been monetized a long time ago if we invited weird guests that talk shit about other people and then we share that as clickbait. But we don't do that, right, Zero?
No clickbait.
This podcast organically has been of substance, positivity, ultimately self-healing, reflection, understanding your identity, and name it, right, Zero?
Yeah, and implementing the practices that our ancestors used. I mean, this is the product of it. You know, I've been doing this for 25 years. You know, each step was a step. It's not overnight. Those of you that are looking for indigeneity overnight, it doesn't happen that way. Indigeneity, reclaiming your indigenous self, is a lifetime journey.
We have fans who comment on our videos that say this is their medicine every week, Zero.
Well, because we all collectively come together and share our hearts. That's the important part. Look, you may not agree with what I say or everything I do, and that's okay. I welcome that. Because if you have something better, your body will reflect it. Your mind will reflect it. Everything will reflect what you practice. So,
and to our audience, right, Zero, I want to ask you guys, is there another podcast similar to ours, similar on the subject matter that Zero speaks on? Let us know. We would love to be enlightened. Because outside of this, you know, I could name a dozen names that are in the quote unquote indigenous, Latino, Hispanic podcast community, but you know, it doesn't. I could scroll through their feed and guarantee you 80% of the content is bullshit and it's clickbait.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know what you're talking about. And, you know, we're in the age of sharing an opinion. You know, before that was, you know, when we were growing up, it was the first reality TV shows that happened. That was the first time we ever saw people in an apartment, come home, fight with each other. A lot of it was made up in drama. But
and trust me, guys, Zero has a lot to say about other entities, other brands, other individuals, but we choose not to.
Yeah.
Right, Zero?
I mean, There's no need for it. What we're creating here, what we're cultivating here is exactly what Armando said and what the community said. This is medicine. What is medicine? Medicine is a collective thought, a collective intention. What is that collective intention? To heal ourselves, to practice and learn from each other, so we can be strong individuals for our children's children. That's the most important thing that you have to realize. When you listen to this podcast, that's what we're focusing on.
And this is, to me, it's like therapy medicine. I just recently went to the doctor, got a checkup, Zero. They diagnosed me with, is it cerebral palsy
No way.
on my right arm?
No way.
I was shocked. I was just like, well, what the fuck is that? You know?
Yeah.
Damn.
They were like, yo, are you diabetic? And I'm like, well, not that I know of. But if that's the case, I need to work on my diet now, right, Zero?
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
But then he was just like, you know, what do you do for a living? I said, bro, the last 15 years I've been using my right hand, my mouse hand, and I've been on the keyboard for 15 years blogging and being a music journalist. And he was like, look, dude, a lot of people in that field get cerebral palsy in their arms. Because you're constantly using it and you're straining
all day.
your nerves. You know, they ran some tests. They shocked me. They put a bunch of sensors, and I don't know. Like, they were just like, yo, you're pretty young to have that. So I'm like, look, whatever. It is what it is. I need to live with it.
Right.
But if I work on my diet, I could potentially just reverse that shit.
Well,
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, think about it like this, Armando. Like, when you get in your car, at least before it was electric, you don't just shove anything into the gas tank, right? And we were taught and grown, and we grew up thinking that we can eat anything and it's not going to affect us. But
So you're kind of saying like that cheap gas compared to Chevron or Shell or 76.
Worse than that. Like, you're trying, when we buy processed foods like hot Cheetos, all the bullshit that we eat when we're growing up, I'm talking about from like, and I notice it because I see my kids eat it. Luckily, they have a father like me that gives them minerals. So it kind of combats it and the cravings come down. But if you're lacking mineral, they'll give you any poison. And so what I'm trying to say is that it's a history of eating bad food. And now you get to an age where, man, the car can't handle it no more. You got to actually put real gas in there. And everything is reversible, but you have to have the discipline to do it. Like, I like the weight I'm at right now. I feel like my body's super healthy, but I'm eating once a day, and that's a discipline. You know, you don't think I get hungry? I'm not going to sit here and go, yeah, I don't get hungry all day. No, that's not what happens. Is that I control my hunger like in a primitive state.
Now there's a new YouTube trend. I don't know if you guys caught it, where people are eating once every 2 days.
That if they're
and supposedly for generations, there was families, people in the indigenous community that would stick with that regimen. Eat once every 2 days.
Now,
I'll eat once in day one, and day two, just let it digest and then get into a fasting state.
well, now, great approach.
Is that something you would consider?
Well, I kind of eat once a day, and when I eat plant-based, so I really don't eat. I eat more minerals, right? So if you're going to take that diet and eat every other day, you better make sure you're supplementing, because a lot of vegans do this. Oh, I went vegan and I'm not vegan no more. Because, you know, they didn't go, oh, I need to eat hemp seed. I need to eat maca root. I need to eat chia seed. I need to eat spirulina, because these are proteins that are absorbable to the body, gives the trace minerals into your bloodstream. That is energy. That is food.
And not for them to like mislead the public. They did mention though, hey, we do supplement. If you're going to stick with this regimen, eat once every other day, supplement it with minerals, some salt or whatever, drink some water, right?
Yeah, it's not just salt. You got to go high mineral. So
High mineral, yeah.
High mineral content is seed, roots, and algae. When we think about indigenous people, we didn't just hunt all day. We did hunt. We were very good hunters. We were fast. We caught the animal. It's hard to do it, but we also fasted. When we were on that hunt, we weren't eating. We were trying to catch something. You have to be focused. I know because I've learned how to be that way. Right now, I haven't ate because I have so much things to do. I don't have time to digest something. I focus my energies and my thoughts into completing my task. That takes energy. Energy is food. It's not taste good. It's not this is bomb. It's not I can't wait to eat. Because when you do that, you get sick. Now, the body can recover, but it's like using a broken arm. You cannot use your arm if it's broken. You're not lifting things when your arm is broken. So what do you do for your internal organs? You have to not use them. How do you not use them? Fasting. That's how you heal the inside of your body. But it takes discipline. It takes dedication. It takes a challenging of your own self. And when you do that and you not supplement, but you decide it's not supplements, dude. It's choosing to eat the right foods. Seeds, roots, and algae are foods.
Can't believe that term even exists, right?
Right. Like right away, people go, oh, what do you supplement? I'm not, what? Supplementing what? A better choice? Like, I don't like rotting flesh with parasites in it and then cooking it on flame and letting those parasites bust into the fucking meat and think that that's cuisine. It's not. That's European ways of cooking, and we didn't process things that way. We needed to dry things. That's why it was dry seed, dried roots, dried algae, dried meat, fermented food. That's what we used to eat.
Bro, they said I was watching some YouTube shit about food, and they said 85% of all the chicken available in the US, these chickens live literally in a 4-inch by 5-inch cage
Wow.
throughout their whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's unhealthy as fuck.
Think of the energy.
Welcome, Chick-fil-A.
Think of the energy that it creates. Like, is that nervous system healthy?
You would prefer a free-range chicken eating organic shit on the fields, but
maybe once a month.
but not the chicken that was born, raised, and killed in this jail.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you think, look, we eat that energy. So then we act like that energy. It's very simple, man. Seeds, roots, and algae. Those are the potentials of plants that have been here for thousands of years. Plants have been here longer than us. Agreed?
Mm-hmm.
Algae have been here longer than us. So when we eat those things, we're eating the highest qualities of food. Now, they don't taste like steak. They don't taste like lobster. They don't taste like mashed potatoes. They don't taste like French fries. They don't taste like carne asada. That's eating for taste. Because each thing that I mentioned doesn't give you energy. It makes you tired. But when I eat the minerals that I eat, it gives me energy. I want to move. I want to build. I want to complete my task. Once the minerals are in my system, then I drink coconut water because it has electricity in it. Electrolyte hits my system and I get more energy to complete my task. I run a restaurant. I run a community center. I have a family. I love the art that I do. And I have a podcast. I don't have time to eat 3 times a day. I don't have it. But I have time to pick the right foods that allow me to finish my tasks, each and every one of them. I challenge myself. I don't overindulge. And I stick to a routine. And anything that you're sick with, Armando, can be reversed if you put your mind to it, if you put your heart to it, because you have to love yourself enough to go through that. I mean, I'm religiously doing 80 push-ups to 104 push-ups a day religiously. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying my body transform into what I feel I should look like, what I feel like I should feel like, due to the facts that I stick to high mineral diets and not taste diets. Diets that are bomb. Oh, this is bomb. Okay, cool. It's cool to have that once a day. But people want to have it 3 times a day. They bog their systems down and then wonder why they're sad and they can't complete their task. It's not about coffee. It's not about Red Bull. It's not about Monster. You have all that energy inside you. And Mother Earth gives you all the seeds and roots and algae and barks and leaves and herbs. They give you everything you need. With Mama Tonantzin, I will find my cure. That's what I wrote in my lyrics. With Mama Tonantzin, I will find my cure. You can't tell me that the planet doesn't have my cure. Why? Because you sit in a fucking office and you read books and you think you know it all? No, my mother has every single cure for every single sickness that exists on this planet. It's been here longer than us. This planet has been here longer than us. The trees have been here longer than us. Respect, ingest, connect. I don't know.
Yo, talking about Rhymefest, it's safe to assume that your guys' food truck was probably the most healthiest.
And the cheapest.
Yeah.
And the cheapest. There was a few hiccups that we had with it, but we live and learn. We're not going to be complaining. We take our L's with our W's, and
It's a competitive market, right? The festival game.
well,
For sure it is.
more so that people were looking for greasy things to eat.
People were looking for the worst of the worst, huh?
Yeah, they were looking like French fries and they wanted a burger and they were willing to pay $30, $40 for that. We were trying to be healthy and trying to keep your body straight, but not everybody's on that tip, man. Everybody thinks eating a meal that tastes good, but I don't know, I think that in the time of our ancestors or when we used to travel this continent freely, we didn't focus on taste. I don't believe we did. I think we focused on getting the highest energy outcome from what we decide to go hunt and eat. Hunting root is the same thing as hunting a deer.
You know what's the most generic thought process when it comes to someone trying to get, quote unquote, healthier? Going to Subway. That's like the American mentality, right?
Right. And then
now, don't get me wrong. I'm sure, Zero, you could walk into a Subway and make it work.
Right.
If you're stuck in a pinch or you're on a road trip, because there's a goddamn Subway every 10 miles when you're on the road.
Yeah. I'm not saying that I never got, I eat an avocado sandwich from there, if I have to, if that's the last. But I'm usually fasting. When I go on the road, I try to fast. I stay long periods of time and I take my time. I eat a lot of fruit. I drink a lot of coconut water, but I don't focus on eating. Eating triggers digestion. Digestion triggers like a comatose state, right? I don't know. Do people feel that way? I used to feel that way when I used to eat a lot of food. I used to want to sit down and want to go to sleep. I never got like, oh shit, I just ate this mashed potatoes and this chicken. Let's go build something. Let's go take the trash out. Let's go clean. No, I never felt like that.
Even Huey right here on the comment says Manilali building used to be a Subway.
Yeah. See, and now we transformed it into a high energy, plant-based alternative.
And guess what?
A low income community.
Subway's going out of business.
No way.
Really?
They're done.
I haven't heard that.
Yeah, they had an emergency investor meeting and an emergency franchisee meeting.
Whoa.
Think about it, bro. Like, how many people actually go into a Subway in your local Subway right now?
Right.
When there's so many other alternatives.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean,
Ever since, well, look, to me, Subway was great to the point where it was bigger than any fast food joint I ever visited. Why? Because of the $5 footlong.
oh yeah.
Remember those days?
Yeah, I used to work there.
Ever since they canceled that, bro, I never walked back. I never went back since. They're so desperate. They're releasing, you know how all the fast food joints are releasing $5 deals or $6 deals, $7 deals, whatever. They're reintroducing the $7 footlong. But it backfired because all the comments are like, well, look, if it ain't $5, I ain't going back, dog.
Yeah. I mean, it's all an idea until it runs its course. Like the longest ideas that have existed is like McDonald's, KFC. I mean, those are like 50, 100,
Yeah, those are well over 50 years old. Yeah.
Right. I don't think Subway's that old. And then it's also just a sandwich,
Oh, shit, right here. Christopher says at Rhymefest, no one had water. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
Like one booth had shirts and Aquafina.
Well, we had water. We were like,
Christopher Martinez, Rhymefest was a lesson learned.
And then when it was.
yeah. I mean,
That's a good way of putting it.
it's cool, man. Hey, hip hop got to a place where it looked pretty legit. The venue looked legit. We can't say that it didn't. That stage looked amazing.
It was amazing. There was 2 stages.
Yeah. We were by the B stage
Mm-hmm.
in the food court. But, we live and learn, and we're going to have different approaches. I think this next time, if we decide to do a festival of that nature, we're going to give away from some tacos, try to get the people to taste something different, and it's not going to taste that much different. I think that's what people kind of, hesitate when they eat vegan food is they go, oh, it's not going to taste the same. See, we're caught on taste. Like, what the fuck does it matter, dude? It makes your belly not fucking bloated, and you don't want to sit down and fucking go home already.
Do you remember that guy, Jared, from Subway?
Yeah, he became like a pervert.
He's a sexual predator. He molested a minor, and I think he's locked up in prison right now. The Jared curse, right?
Yeah, no wonder. No wonder Subway's gone. But yeah, man. Well, Daniel was trying to make it to the podcast, but he just got into Los Angeles. And so, maybe we should have him call in, huh?
Absolutely. Is he in town? Has he already landed?
Yeah, he landed.
Yeah, I think he landed.
He just landed.
A couple minutes ago.
That's dope. Shout out to Daniel, man. You guys about to have an amazing trip out in Canada.
Yeah. And it's a LA Natives thing. That's why I invited Daniel.
That's
so
right.
We can get some content for LA Natives. And, now that I've been booked to go play this festival and I went up there for HK's independent production, I mean, we're taking LA Natives international,
Absolutely. I'm sure we're going to be eclipsing the 1,000 subscriber mark by the end of your performance.
Yeah.
In Canada. Shout out to Colorado, Sweet AZ Sugar. Shout out to Al Red Dog. He says the tuna's good.
The tuna.
Subway.
Subway. That's what I used to eat back then. Yeah. We're trying to come up with a vegan. I know Aurelio has a recipe for something.
So look,
Vegan tuna.
obviously what's in everyone's ear in the mainstream is this whole political circus.
Right.
Kamala, whatever the fuck her name is. Apparently, if we mispronounce it, we're racist. Kamala or Kamala.
Man, what I was confused about
I'm just confused. Like, no one really voted her to be a presidential nominee, right? She was just appointed. She was just
this is what you call
throned.
Like, look, this is when people see things in Venezuela where they're like, oh, the government's all corrupt and look at this fucker just took power. They do it in a very like fuck you kind of way. In this country, they do the same thing. They're just really slick about it. They don't make a big commotion like that. They ain't gonna get the army or you know what I mean? They just slip it in. Because think about it. There was 100,000 protesters outside of the Democratic National Convention.
You know what? And that's something the mainstream media is not covering at all.
There was fences, like if it was like barricaded and fucking. There was more people outside protesting than there was inside the fucking convention. And then you look at the convention, it's all fucking old ass people. Not to diss old people, but you know what their opinions are. They're kind of blind. They look at the evening news and go, oh, yeah, that's right. You know, they don't question anything. They were trained that way. But the protesters outside, they're savvy. They use social media. They do their research. I mean, there's a larger gathering outside the Democratic National Convention that there is inside.
Right now,
So,
outside the Democratic National
that tells
Convention
you
in
something.
Chicago.
It's
Bro,
a fancy
CNN,
Again, last
MSNBC
night,
is
if you
not
want to check out our
covering
footage
any
from
of
last
this,
night,
bro.
there were about 70 arrests. It was a really
And it's
aggressive
funny, at the
response by
RNC,
the
the
riot
Republican
police,
National Convention, no
outside the Israeli
protests.
consulate,
Everything just,
which was at
pro-Trump.
the Accenture Tower in downtown
You know?
Chicago. Do you want to say about why you're here today? Just tell us why you're here.
This
Yeah,
just tells you that they're
Palestine,
shifting the energy
Thank you very
into
much.
something like. To me, look, think about it.
It's Director Brooks of the Chicago
Obama
Police Department behind
for
me.
8 years.
You know, we've seen
And
the
there's
brass.
Trump.
We've seen the brass right
There's
in the middle of
Biden.
everything for sure. Like,
And now Kamala.
you know, I think it shows
Yeah,
that
that's pretty much the same
like,
cabinet
basically the
running the
police
show, except for
leadership.
Trump's.
Keep coming
And
over
if you
there.
think about it,
One
Police leadership
the
has been
party,
pretty comfortable
they've
to be
been
out
in
in the middle of these
charge
crowds, right? Like even last night,
16
the
years now.
consulate, I could see
Trump was only in there for
senior
4.
police officers
But yet everything's
moving
Trump.
around without like a
Right.
guard
And
around
there's
them.
cost of
which I think
living,
kinda belies
taxes,
the pretense
gas,
that the protest was
electricity now
dangerous.
doubled,
If it was that
insurance doubled in
dangerous,
California.
Why would all these senior police officers be easily moving through the middle of the
Everything
crowd?
seems like it's more
We saw
expensive,
that
Israel.
repeatedly. So again, you can see here, like that's a senior police figure.
They don't
Basically,
have
it's like
policy.
the police have
Whenever they hike up
reported
prices or they do all
that
this stupid shit,
the protests are
it's really
dangerous.
to just
But if they
keep
were,
to see what level of control they have, right? I mean, this protest right here is telling them what level of control they have, because most of those protesters are Democrats,
sidewalks.
but they're not. They don't believe in
Illinois State Police.
the fucking coup that they've been running for almost 16 years, like you said. Like, people don't think that just because it's Kamala Harris or it's Joe Biden. It's not Obama. That's Obama's team. You don't think he's in the back now? He gets to be an advisor. It's just that they're passing like the hot potato. Oh,
Yeah.
now you're it. Now you're it. It's like, but it's the same thing. And in other countries, you call that a coup. You call that a coup. It's an
So they just cooed their own party.
they don't want to give up power. It's not a look at them.
Oh, trust me, this fool Joe Biden didn't want to give up power, bro. But they fucking cornered him with a look. Oh man, you need to give it up.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, he was beyond repair.
Yeah, he was on his way out.
Yeah, man, that dude was saying some crazy shit on, like I want to screw your wife or something like that. I mean, he said some crazy stuff.
Well, he was to the point where they couldn't control him, and once they can't control you, it's on to the next one.
Right. It's a system. It's a system. You're a cog. You can get taken in and put out. It's not real. People think, oh, no, we have a voice and there's a choice and we can do it and all that bullshit. It's a system. People in power that manipulate poor people are never going to give up that power. They're going to make you silly going, oh, look, they think they're make a choice, but you guys we don't have a choice. Nor do I want a choice. A choice is based on morality. A choice is based on people doing the right thing, not people saying the right thing. Anyone can say the right thing. The hard part is to do the right thing.
I thought this was interesting right here. When they had fucking Hulk Hogan
Right.
talk at the RNC.
Hey, they did a comparison of that with that movie Idiocracy.
Yeah.
And it was exactly almost the same thing as the president of the time in that movie, which is in the future. Watch, I think if you looked up like Republic National Convention or Hulk Hogan and Idiocracy, that was the name of the movie, they'll do the comparison of them. and they say almost the same thing. It's fucking crazy.
That's crazy.
That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. It's not real. It's not real. It's like we're a donkey and the carrot's over there, and the donkey thinks, I'm going to get that carrot one day. One day I'm going to get that carrot, right? One day, if I walk fast enough, I'm going to get that carrot, and the carrot just goes faster away from you. That's what rich people do to us. And the carrot is money. Because at 1 minute, you could fucking see, that's what I'm talking about.
What a trip, huh?
Watch, put the sound in, you'll see.
Yeah.
But I got a solution.
That's what you said last time, dipshit. I got a solution. You're a dick.
South Carolina, what's up? That's what I thought. Now, I understand everyone's shit's emotional right now, but listen up. I got a 3-point plan to fix everything. Number one, we got this guy not sure. Number two, he's got a higher IQ than any man alive. And number three, he's gonna fix everything. I give you my word as president. He'll fix the problems with all the dead crops. He's gonna make them grow again. And that ain't all. I give you my word. He's gonna fix the dust on the street. And I give you my word.
Now play the Hulk Hogan one. Now play it. Look, the reason I wanted to show this. The reason I wanted to show this is because when they put Hulk Hogan to talk before, it was like he was announcing Trump, right?
Yeah.
Dude, what movie are we in? Are we in that fucking movie? Think about that, guys. Wouldn't you want, I know that back in the times of my ancestors and my elders, they would probably go, what the fuck is going on here? Why is that idiot up there? They would want.
Enough was enough! And I said, let Trumpomania run wild, brother! Let Trumpomania rule again! Let Trumpomania make America great again!
Jesus.
Whoa, bro.
That's intense.
Like,
and that was a dude, like,
when you got,
as kids, we apparently idolized and shit. It was Hulk Hogan body slamming Andre the Giant. That was a big man, bro.
But I don't want him to introduce a person that's supposed to be in charge of a country that has lives, children, armies, political stuff they need to do with other countries, trade agreements, border security. You want to be introduced by that guy? Not to diss Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan has his place in the WWF. Not introducing the most intelligent person to run this country. That's what they're doing. They're going, this party, this guy is the most intelligent guy. We all picked this guy to go run against for president. But you would want an intellectual to break down policy, to break down the direction, not to hype you up. What are they hyping you up for? That's what you should be asking. They're bypassing the policies that they need to talk about because, but see, we're now in the time where you don't even have to convince anybody about a policy. They just go, oh, the policy passed. All right, fuck it. That's what we got to do now, right?
Fall in line.
Fall in line, just like cattle. But I'm not a cattle man. I'm not. Nah, I'm everything but that. And that's what I think this whole community is. This whole community is anything but cattle.
Like, were we supposed to watch the DNC? Like,
and what? learn some shit that
Sky, were you interested in any way? Has Kamala Harris inspired you in any way, shape, or form?
Nah, not at all.
Serious?
Nope.
I don't think.
Were you inspired by Obama at least?
I think.
Or did he get into people's heads easier than the usual politician?
I think
he got into people's heads. He knew how to really talk, and I think Obama was well spoken.
Well,
I don't know about you, Zero.
Obama.
He was a plant, obviously.
He was eloquent. Oh, of course, everybody has their own agendas, but he was very eloquent. But he knew how to interject the policy. We're making this policy to benefit all the people. I haven't heard that from either one of them. All I hear is he's a racist, and don't. I'm black, and I'm a woman, and da 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 da. All the issues that do not matter about what the immigration policy is going to be, what's going to be the trade agreements with all this thing, how are we combating the dollar falling, all these things that are supposed to be talked about, we get Hulk Hogan. Or the Republicans get Hulk Hogan.
And then the left, they get
all the celebrities, all the other people going.
Megan Thee Stallion twerking.
There you go. Megan Thee Stallion. That's another one that she went to. Right? It's not real. It's not real. Because I'll tell you why. Everyone thinks that the popular vote sways the election, and it doesn't. The popular vote is just that. They think they should be the president. Kind of like if let's imagine everyone who owns an iPhone, they're the popular vote. But do they get to dictate how the iPhone is made, where the iPhone is made, what goes on the iPhone? No. They get to say their opinion. Apple will get and go, yeah, fuck your opinion. We're going with this guy. That's what elites do. See, the popular vote is that. Just because you have an iPhone don't mean you get to dictate policy that Apple makes. Only people that are in Apple get to do that. So whatever you decide, you're just letting them know, oh, well, they're really not going to like my decision. That's what that means. Because the electoral college is what elects the president. What the fuck's wrong with that?
President Biden suffered from a degenerative condition that was not going to improve, and that it would make it impossible for him to govern effectively. Deficiencies. Very different people. Their dispositions are different. If you look at President Biden and President Trump, you can look at them and say these are very different people. Their dispositions are different. And who can find those?
This is RFK Jr., the dude that's that completely blackballed from the campaign, but yeah, he's running as an independent. Like, dude, he's RFK's son, yet getting no press. He's an alternative, but like you said, it's just a one-party dictatorship.
It's a dictatorship, man. It really is. And they fight each other. But at the end of the day, good win. And they pat each other on the back. It's about big money. And just like George Carlin said, they give us the illusion of choice. Look up that. Look up George Carlin and then in the illusion of choice. I mean, I'm not a big fan of his, but sometimes when he rants about things, it's like fucking makes so much, he breaks it down. He does his study, he studied.
Oh shit. There's a whole title, George Carlin, Illusion of Choice.
Yeah.
There you are. Thank you. Hi, Robert.
How do you do, Howard? How you doing? Good to see you. Okay. Last week, paper front page, Bush picks industry insiders to fill environmental posts. A mining industry lobbyist is the number 2 at the Interior Department. A lobbyist for the National Cattlemen's Beef Association is the chief lawyer. The number 2 at the Environmental Protection Agency, a lobbyist for Monsanto, the chemical company now devoted to agribusiness. The chairman of the Council on Economic Equality, a lawyer who it's obscene.
Bill, back to earth, please. What we now have are people who are competent in the fields that they are working on. You know more. We now know more about environmental responsibility.
Because they're used to evading them.
Because they understand.
Yeah, you have to give them credit for one thing. You have to give them credit. They're out in the open now. They're out in the open now. They're not even trying to conceal it anymore. The owners of the country they got their election. They said, we're going to get this election. We put you people in that court for a reason.
All right,
now's the time to pay
earth
us.
for you now.
Yeah, forget all that stupid. Will you? They're out in the open. They're openly driving the bus, and we're all in the back.
There is no national conspiracy to buy elections and control America. Now
talk about back to earth.
That's part of the problem. I don't challenge the facts that you present that those backgrounds are there. What I challenge is the idea that there's some kind of conspiracy about
now
this.
I get to talk.
What we haven't had. Let me just make this quick point. What we haven't had is a serious question about what to do with all of the energy needs that we have in America. A bunch of liberals want to tell people you can't drive this car, you can't have these lights on, you can't have a swimming pool. That's the attitude of people who don't understand.
Because you don't need a formal conspiracy when interests converge. These people went to the same universities and fraternities. They're on the same boards of directors. They're in the same country clubs. They have like interests. They don't need to call a meeting. They know what's good for them, and they're getting it. And there used to be 7 oil companies. There are now 3. It will soon be 2. The things that matter in this country have been reduced in choice. There are 2 political parties. There are a handful of insurance companies. There are about 6 or 7 information things. But if you want a bagel, there are 23 flavors because you have the illusion. You have the illusion of choice.
Right.
You don't get the real important choice. There's no freedom of choice.
That's a great point.
That's what I wanted the audience to hear. You can pick from hundreds of restaurants, but you can't pick your leaders. You can't pick your leaders. We pick your leaders. We give you the illusion that you pick your leaders, but you don't pick your leaders. That's the illusion of choice. We need to digest that, research that. Don't go by what I say. You know, I like to tell people this. Don't believe anything I say. Don't believe anything I say. Believe what I do. Right? Believe what I do. Right? And if you use that framework, then you'll stop believing in what politicians say and start believing in what they do. Who gives a fuck what they say? Look at what the fuck they do. This is the way we ran our societies. If you were going to leadership position, they were being very critical about what you did, how you lived. It didn't matter what the fuck you said. How does he live? That's what is the foundation of how we viewed leaders. But now we listen to what the fuck they say and believe them. And then find out what they do and don't believe it. We're so confused when it comes to our leadership. It should be challenged. It should be, questioned. That why don't we get to pick our leaders? I'll leave that for you to answer.
Apparently he cried at the DNC.
Oh, wow. See? But he didn't cry when the kids were in cages. He didn't cry when there were murdered, missing Indigenous women. He cried when his exploitation of the population of so-called America was over. That's why he's crying. He's crying because God, I can't fucking do it no more. I can't take advantage of these people no more. I can't lie to them no more. I can't make millions of dollar backdoor deals, man. I'm so sad that I can't do that no more. That's what he's fucking crying about. He's not crying.
This old
'cause
man
he's
does
sad.
not look like he's crying, bro.
He's not crying because he's sad. He's probably laughing. Fuck, I fucking fooled these people for fucking 50 fucking years. I mean, don't believe what they say. Believe what they do.
I just can't believe that they sat there and just handed out all these signs to these people.
It's like, and then
this,
and then they make it look like, oh my God, look how many people are there. Damn, there's all kinds of people, and there's more people outside than there is inside.
Right, but they won't show you that.
They won't show you that. That's what I'm talking about. Look beyond the illusion. Don't believe what they say. Believe what they do. Right? That's the only
damn,
way.
there was a lot of people out there, bro. Look at that.
I'm telling you, there was more people outside than there was inside. I said an estimated 100,000 people went to protest. That arena or whatever that was, what was that? Do you know what it was?
In Chicago?
Yeah. What was it like? The Bulls
It was like the
arena?
the Staples Center.
It's like the Staples Center. So it was like 23,000.
Mm-hmm.
That's 100,000. There was 4 times the amount of people outside protesting than there was inside. Don't believe what the media says. Believe what the people are doing. They're in complete disagreement with the Democratic Party. And then you got the clowns on the other side putting on fucking Hulk Hogan shows. And then we want to go, yeah, my vote counts. Like, I'm not telling you not to vote. I'm telling you, use your energy to fix yourself. Fuck them. They're tricking us. They take our energy and they make us talk about it. And they go, can you believe Biden? And can you believe Trump? And all the time you're fucking eating popcorn and fucking sucking down a soda.
And they're still wearing masks. These people were here.
Yeah. No, that's still... It was the perfect thing to do to us, man, is to convince people that, I mean, look.
Are you vaccinated, Zero?
No, absolutely not. No.
And you're about to jump on a plane?
Yeah, I don't care. I mean, look, I have a relationship with death. I have a relationship with death. Death is not my enemy. Death guides me. Death has a relationship with me. It's allowing me to live. Because if it wasn't allowing me to live, then I'd be gone.
And that's what the whole COVID thing was about. Just putting death right in front of your reflection and say, hey, look,
I don't want to. That's the person or thing or energy or whatever you want to be closest to.
And trust, dude, all the Latino, Mexican abuelitas and abuelitos, they got them hard, bro.
Yeah.
They fucking brainwashed the shit out of my grandma, dog. She didn't want me to go near her if I wasn't vaccinated and if I didn't wear a mask, bro.
Wow. And it was the perfect
And
generation.
the sad part that my aunts wouldn't even let me get near her unless I showed fucking proof that I was vaccinated. Can you believe that shit?
Look, I told myself when that happened is just get sick and use the medicines to fix yourself. Bee pollen, elderberry, my mineral formula, extra sources of vitamin C, all those things. I just took it. And then when I got it again, it was less. And then it's less because my immune system fought it off. I didn't have a synthetic version of being cured, of being safe. You can't keep me safe because you don't decide when I die. Death does. Death decides when I'm gone. Not a politician, not a scientist, not a fucking mad doctor cooking up concoctions to fucking kill the population.
And you know what's fucked up? Like, supposedly Elon Musk was the one that blew the whistle about the hospitals killing more people on ventilators,
right?
Than actually than actually giving them treatment for COVID. So apparently, when you're on a fucking ventilator, bro, like you're about to die.
Right. So just this is a conversation for entertainment purposes, right? We don't have any research or anything. I'm just telling you that there's no way that you're going to convince me that the earth doesn't have the cure for anything invented or that comes up in nature through other animals, whatever you want to believe. Again, this is for entertainment purposes. We're having a conversation. We're shooting the shit.
Now, do you remember, Zero, the first week they put out the blanket of the whole COVID scare where like for like a week no one was able to go to the grocery stores and drive around. It was fucking ghost towns out there.
Yeah, they had curfews.
They had curfews.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was...
They tried, right, Zero? They fucking tried.
You know, they did. They did do it because we listened. And, you know, no one has the relationship with death that everyone else has. I don't want to run from it. There's no protection from it. When you decide to have a warrior mentality, there's no protection from death. There's no protection from it. You better be best friends with it. And humbly thank it when it takes you. Because I enjoyed my road here. I got to be a father. I got to be a community member. I get to heal myself with no teachings whatsoever other than my heart guiding me back home. That was a beautiful experience, a challenge of a lifetime. I have a good relationship with it. I'm not afraid of it. Of course, I may feel fright at first, but I'll let go because this body isn't mine, but the soul is. The soul is mine.
Yeah, I remember they're saying that if you had COVID, you would have a fever and then you would have like a shorter breath or like a wheezing.
Mm.
So let's say you panicked and you went to the emergency room and you were wheezing. Even you were still breathing, wheezing, they would fucking shove a fucking tube down your throat, put you on a ventilator, thinking it was gonna give you more air. Little did people know they was suffocating you.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion.
In Europe, back.
But the homegirl Carla is verifying it. Yeah, it was a fact about the ventilators that it was killing people.
Yeah, well, I mean,
but that's a way of getting insurance money. Just treat that patient.
And that's just people not knowing how to address whatever is happening. They don't have 10 different ways of trying to attack this. They just go, well, what do we do? Right? And the main guy comes down and says, fucking do this, fucking do that. And they're looking to one dude to have an answer when it should be a collective having an answer. It's a collective mind. It's a collective heart. This is what makes our community strong. It's not a hippie thing. Hippies got it from us. Everybody gives them credit. Oh yeah, you're trying to be all at one like a hippie. They're trying to be like us. Tell me you go to a Mexican home or indigenous home and they don't offer you something. It's just hospitality. It's humbleness. Not hippie. It's not. I don't want to be anything European. And this is the way Europe rules: plagues and war. Plagues and war. Except now we have pandemics and conflicts. Same fucking rule, bro. When are we going to collectively come together and understand that our ancestors were far more superior, far more intellectual, far more philosophical, far more spiritual than these European oligarchs, kings, queens, generals, whatever you want to fucking call it. They didn't have a relationship with death. We did. And we always will.
So 10 Flowers says, I think hippies stole from Asian Indians, Hindus, and indigenous Americans, amongst others.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
They've obviously got their fake roots from somewhere. It inspired them from somewhere, right?
I mean, when you look at
But shout out to all the hippies, though, dog. You know what I'm
mean,
saying? They were into Bob Marley and fucking, you know?
Hey, when you look at their tribe, I call them a tribe.
Bob Marley's the great, right? Yeah. He's a goat.
I mean, he brought in consciousness. He brought me consciousness. You know, it was a part of it, a part of it. But, you know, when you're a blank canvas and you reach truth, which is the truth of ancient cultures, you want to integrate it into your life. What people call hippie is what we were, a community. You see, Europeans didn't come from communities. They didn't come from places where everyone helped each other for generations and generations and generations. They didn't come from that. They came from abuse. They came from violence. They came from fucking neglect. All of their leaders were greedy. No, I've never heard a story where there was like, oh, this king, he had a really good city, the cleanest water, the cleanest communities. We had schools, we had math, we had science. No stories came from Europe doing that. It all came from the ancient cultures. And that's what's starting to reignite the globe or the earth. Whatever you want to call it. It's too big for me to name it. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's flat. I don't know if it's round. I don't know because it's bigger than me. I humble myself to it. And whatever it decides to teach me, I take it with humility.
Yeah, I think the earth is flat, dude. I'm not going to sit there and convince myself that when someone shoves a globe in my face, like, yo, who made that fucking globe, dude? Mm-hmm. What? Were they already in space when they fucking made it?
Right.
I don't know, dude. Like, I don't know how they mapped out the fucking the continents back in the
it's kind of
1800s, because that's when apparently the globe was created.
To me, it's like, when did they invent a lens that can capture that? Like, how intelligent do you have to be to create a lens that captures the whole entire globe and planet? The shots that I've seen from NASA has only been like a partial, they never show the whole thing because the whole thing is bigger than what we can conceive. I wrote this in one of my songs. Mother Earth is bigger than the eye can see. We live on her belly like ants on a tree. You see, when the ant climbs the tree, it goes, man, this world is huge. And he doesn't know he's in a forest of trees. He thinks he knows the world by climbing up one tree. That's us conceptualizing what the earth looks like from the heavens. I know we built ships, and I know we built whatever you think we built that could conceptualize the whole entire mother. I don't know if I want to say that. I wouldn't say that. It's like believing that Europeans were the only ones that crossed the ocean. We all know that's false. Yet they'll push that narrative and push that narrative. Yeah, we're superior because we crossed the ocean. You didn't cross the ocean. You learned it from the Moors. The Moors crossed the ocean, and then the Egyptians crossed the ocean before them. And we were studying ancient cultures, ancient lifetimes. The Tonal Mashiach has the 4 sons of creation and the 4 sons of destruction. We documented time by observing and creating structures that followed the patterns and rhythms of the seasons. We combined it with medicinal plants that allowed us to communicate with ancient beings called trees. Follow your heart. It has all the answers. Because you have ancient blood that lives inside of you.
I don't know, bro. I always thought this topic was pretty bizarre. Like, bro, Sky, you really think that thing was on the fucking moon, dude? This contraption full of aluminum foil?
Nah, I think at that time it was just a race to beat the Russians. That's what that was.
Astronauts, they would actually not respond.
Theories. They think that if you go to the moon,
in to Aldrin or Armstrong,
then as shown in the Apollo photographs.
Bill Casing is convinced this was a conscious decision on NASA's part.
If you were to talk to Aldrin or Armstrong or any of the other Apollo astronauts, they would actually not respond in any way to questions regarding stars.
When you looked up at the sky, could you actually see the stars and the solar corona in spite of the glare?
We were never able to see stars from the lunar surface or on the daylight side of the moon by eye without looking through the optics.
I asked Neil Armstrong whether he saw stars because...
Yo, how is that? You can't see stars from the moon? I would assume you can.
They're lying. They lie. They lie. I'm not saying they didn't go to the moon or whatever. You want to believe whatever you want to believe. But I don't know. I think Bob Marley said, blast off on their spaceship, million miles from reality. No care for you, no care for me. Right? Who cares, man? What the fuck are you doing up there when people are starving? What the fuck are you doing up there when children are being bombed by people for no fucking reason? That's why I think, artists have an ability to cut through the false reality and show you the truth, because those lyrics still hold true today. Blast off on your spaceship, million miles from reality. No care for you, no care for me. Profound lyrics, I think. We got to stay here. We got to stay here and stay with each other. Create a tribe. Create a tribe that loves you and you love them. Take care of that tribe. Honor that tribe. Respect that tribe. Keep that house clean. I think that's what we're building at Malinali. I think that's what we built here with LA natives. And now we're taking the show on the road. We're going to Canada. We'll be there for a few days, and wish me luck. I'm gonna head out tomorrow, but know that when I go internationally, I represent a community. I represent a community that's standing up to colonialism with our intellectual science, math, philosophy, art. All of those have answers because they're based on observing nature.
The homie Elias says, I wish there was some kind of app that would keep us updated on locations of danza ceremonies, sweats, and gatherings.
Well, I mean, there is. Look it up on IG. You should look it up on. I think it was on IG where I saw an individual that put a list of all the danzantes and all the danzante groups in every state, in every. Look it up. There, it's there. It's gonna grow. It's happening. You know, it's happening. Find it. Don't find it. Don't wish for the app. Ask it in your heart. Your heart's gonna guide you. You're gonna run into somebody. Hey, you want to go over here? And then that over here is gonna lead to a sweat. And then that sweat's gonna lead to a community gathering. And that community gathering is gonna lead to a community that you decide to be in. Follow this. This is the most powerful information that you have. This heart, the blood that runs through it, that sends every information to every tip of your body.
We're peaking right now, Zero. We have a full-blown audience in the building. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video, comment on the video. Support. Zero's about to take off to Canada, kill it with Dakota Bear.
Dakota Bear, yeah.
Man, that's going to be a free event, guys. Like, if there's any Canadian viewers or listeners, man, just make sure you guys go out to Vancouver. And if you're in the Vancouver area, pull up.
Yep, I'll be there. I'll be there representing our community here of LA natives, Plant-Based Aslan, Malinali Superfoods, East Los Angeles. And one of the members or one of the artists that the Underground Hip Hop Blog has supported from day one. Even before the hip hop blog was even made.
Yep.
I mean, Armando's been in my life for a very long time, since he was 17 years old.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I feel very proud to have that kind of long relationship with him. And, you know, I'm not a famous or a millionaire, but I can tell you that I dedicated 25 years of my life to this message. The message that we need to have a good relationship with death. The message that nature is the principal teacher. The message that my grandfather and grandmothers took the time to stop fighting, learn how to live with each other, and took the direction from nature, which led to profound structures and ways that can never be erased. They will always sprout from the earth. Like Cuauhtémoc said, we would come up again. The sun will come up for us again. Because we lived true to our word and our intention. We didn't destroy the Spaniard because we knew our time was over. But Cuauhtémoc said, our time will come again. We'll see you next week. Lasokamatli, Ometeo, Tonansi, Donatu. We love you.